so I can get into the conversation, family. Now, by now, I'm sure everybody has heard about the comments Drew Brees made about the flag and, him being ignorant to the fact that it was never about the flag, right? So I think that's important. I think we have a lot of closet racists in this country on all levels. Politics, entertainment, sports, right? We have a lot of white men and women in this country who, if not completely racist, they're really indifferent about us. Like they don't damn near see us as American citizens, even though they may say it. When it comes to us getting treated fairly, when it comes to us getting treated being denigrated and going through all this negative shit, they don't really see us like that, right? So the quarterback Drew Brees came out and said that he don't participate or he don't appreciate people not standing for the flag, regardless of what's going on. You should stand for the flag. He has grandpas and people in his family that went to war, and he feel like it's an insult to them. Now, and this is the thing about the apology, family. In American culture, shit, people say what they mean and then come out and apologize later. I say that again. People say what they mean and then come out and apologize later. Now, of course, he came out and apologized, and it sounded good. He said he understands that this isn't about the flag, and it's about racism, and it's about the injustices, and if you don't understand that, then blah, 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 blah. I get it, and maybe he's telling the truth, because we got to understand he's an athlete. He's worth a lot of money. His how he's viewed by society is on the line. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that influenced the apology, but in any case, I'm bringing up the story because, family, I grew up in the inner city for the most part, and for whatever reason, there was some white people around a little bit, but for whatever reason, I've never really had a white friend. Not trying to, like on some real shit. I don't feel about it that way. It just never kind of happened, right? But here's the thing, family, black folks. If you got white people around you, you got to vet the white people around you. You can't be just having white motherfuckers around you and not know how they feel about you, right? Because the shit jump off, they'll bust you in your head, right? So you want to talk to your white friends. If you are serious about being friends with somebody, first you need to inform yourself. First you need to do a little research yourself on how things have transpired in our society and why black people get treated the way they treat, why we've been getting treated the way we've been getting treated since we got here. Like, it's important for you to know these things. So if you're in a situation where you have a white friend, you need to inform your white friend. Now, sometimes I think it's the whole naivete thing where when they get busted, they act like they ain't know what was going on. They act like they didn't know they were saying something that was wrong. So we got the people that do that too. But at the end of the day, because again, I don't have no white friends. I've been associated with a few white dudes throughout my life, working and things like that, where I've had conversations with them about white supremacy, and I let them know how I feel about shit. A couple of them have been liberal, meaning they were interested in hearing and seemed like they wanted to kind of make a difference. But I think it's not our job to convince them. But if you're going to be around somebody white, you better get an idea of how they feel about you, right? I think sometimes as black folks, we do this shit because they say in society you shouldn't talk about politics or religion. And I think that's the stupidest shit ever. Why? Because that's how you figure out who somebody is. Talk to somebody about their faith. Talk to somebody about who they voting for. For the most part, you're going to get a clear idea how they feel about your ass. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a clear idea how they feel about society, how they feel about black folks at least. You know what I mean? So I think you should have those detailed conversations with anybody you consider a friend, right? And I make that point because Drew Brees is on a team. Fucking 70% of the players on this team is black, maybe even higher, right? And you're on a team, you're a co-worker with this dude, and you don't even know that he don't even fuck with you like that. He throwing you the ball every Sunday. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many of those guys are actually his friends, but if that's your friend, pull your friend to the side, man. And if you see he's not going to change his views or he's not going to be open to a different way of thinking, say fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we get in positions, man, where we want to be liked by white folks too fucking much. My biggest goal in life at this point is to figure out how I can empower everybody around me. my family, of course, but my community, completely my community. That's who I'm riding for, my community. So if I have things to say about my views on this world and you're not comfortable with it, I don't give a fuck at this point, man. All of us need to be that way. It's too late in the game for that, man. It's 2020 now. If you're an adult and you haven't done your due diligence on how this world works and how this world has been operating over the past 300-400 years, then that's not my problem. You know what I mean? But when we have opportunities to speak to people outside of our community, it's not our job to educate them. But if you're going to be around this person, you should let them know how you feel. If you're going to be around this person, you need to make sure, if you're in a room full of white people, that you on code. You feel me? You ain't telling black jokes with them. Some shit come up about somebody black. You're not the representative of all black people, but being on code means I defend my brother and sister. If you tell me, if you white and you tell me some negative shit about somebody black, I'm gonna be honest, family. Even if I agree with you, even if I think there's some credence to that, if I don't know how you feel about black people, if I haven't had those hard conversations with you about racism, about inequalities, then I gotta stay on code with you. I'm gonna be on code anyway, but I gotta remain on code and defend my people, defend whatever situation that may be. I'm gonna defend it because I don't know where your allegiance stands. Sometimes if you're black in a group full of white people, they may think, if you let them get away with a black joke, if you let them get away with telling a little joke about a situation involving a black person, they may think you with that shit, and all of a sudden they calling you nigga, right? All of a sudden they telling full-on black jokes and expecting your ass to laugh, right? So fuck that. At all costs, you stand up for your people, and that's whether this shit is going on, whether we getting killed in the street and the media is blasting it to us, or there's nothing going on, and there's always injustices, but just because it's not on TV, just because the media ain't blasting it out, don't mean you shouldn't still give a fuck about it, right? So the quarterback Drew Brees came out and said he's sorry, came out and apologized. I hope he means it. I hope he can learn something from what he said and what happened and actually become an advocate of black people. Like, I'm not against our white brothers and sisters, Asian, Mexican, or whatever, being an advocate and being an ally for our struggles. But if you're not, if your attitude is fuck black people, if your attitude is indifferent about black people, if your attitude is, well, there's still black on black crime, then fuck you, family. We don't got no time for that. So I'm not going to sit here and listen to you talk. I'm not going to involve myself with any of that if I know you don't have my people best interest.